The Honor 7A and 7C, two very similar looking devices with a handful of differences. So what are they? Well, let's find out in today's video. Hey guys, Ash here from C4eTech, and before we begin, here's a card to our latest giveaway. I'll also be leaving a direct link in the description below. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified every time a new video goes live here on C4eTech. Let's now get to these phones. While our Honor 7A didn't come in a retail box, the 7C did, so let's unbox that. We have some basic specs mentioned to the back. Opening it up, the first thing you see is the phone itself. Let's get it out of the plastic and peel the plastic covering the back too. Honor seems to have mentioned the SAR value right here on the back, if you want to know. We then have the SIM ejector pin, a few information booklets, and finally the wall adapter followed by the micro USB cable. Still no Type-C for budget Honor phones. Now if this design looks very familiar to you, well don't worry, you're not alone. From the back, the Honor 7C looks virtually identical to the Honor 8 Pro released last year. To add to the confusion, we have the 7A. It might be a tad shorter than the 7C, but we ourselves kept getting confused on what's what all the time. So to spare you all that confusion, we're gonna focus on the 7C throughout the video, and wherever as required, we will point out the differences with the 7A. So anyway, to the back we've got two cameras, a flash, beneath that we've got the fingerprint scanner. Further down there's some Honor branding and the rest of the metal back is left clean. Taking a look around the device, we have the volume rockers as well as the power button to the right. The top is left clean, and to the left we have the SIM card tray. This takes two SIMs as well as a micro SD. At the bottom we have a speaker grill, micro USB port, primary mic, and the 3.5mm headphone jack. Speaking of the headphone jack, the 7A has it to the top, and to the bottom it has two grills, one with the speaker while the other hides the primary mic. Visual differences done, let's have a look at the screens. The 7C boasts of a slightly larger 5.99-inch display, while the 7A comes in a hair smaller at 5.7 inches. Both these displays have an 18:9 aspect ratio, the one that we've gotten so familiar with in the recent past. The resolution is also similar, HD+, meaning 1440 by 720. Owing to slim bezels and the curved metal backs, both these phones look and feel good in hand. Internally, the 7C sports a Snapdragon 450, while the smaller 7A makes do with the Snapdragon 430. Both these are octa-core chips consisting of 8 Cortex-A53 cores. Though 450 is built on the newer 14nm manufacturing process, so it has higher clock speeds of up to 1.8 GHz, while the 430 is on the older 28nm manufacturing process, so it's gotten lower clocked cores at 1.4 GHz. When it comes to GPU duties, we've got Adreno 506 and 505 respectively. We recently saw the Snapdragon 450 on the Redmi 5 and it should perform quite well even in the Honor 7C. To support all that, we've got 332 and 464 variants for the 7C and a 332 variant for the 7A. As we've seen, both phones do sport a dedicated microSD slot for more storage. On the battery front, we've got a 3000 mAh battery on both phones, so the battery life could be okay. Well, the 7C has a slightly bigger screen. The new manufacturing process might just even it out, and we should see similar performance across both phones. And if you think that's not enough, Honor has a few software tricks to extend your battery life. One that really caught my eye was switching resolution. Now, we've seen this on S-series devices, but these phones have 720p to begin with, so I wonder what resolution they're cranking down to, 480 maybe? And I don't think it's going to be worth the battery trade-off. Anyway, we'll have more about all that in the full reviews. Then there's an ultra power saving mode tucked in too. Anyway, since we are already talking software, let's have a look at the rest of the user experience. We have EMUI 8.0 running on top of Android 8.0, Oreo on both these phones. In fact, when it comes to software, they are virtually the same to an extent that even Honor seems to have got them confused. Anyway, coming back to the software experience, we have a few nifty features in here. The fingerprint gestures are quite handy. Swipe sideways to change photos, swipe down for the notification bar. These are things one could get used to using quite regularly. Oh, and we also have a navigation dock in case you don't like the soft keys at the bottom of the phones. Now, being a phone in 2018, it's got to have three things. We've seen the first one, 18:9 panels. Number two, face unlock, that's here too. And three, dual rear cameras. The primary shooter is a 13 megapixel unit, while the secondary shooter is a 2 megapixel depth sensing unit. Now on paper, it would seem like these are the same cameras that we've seen before on the Honor 9 Lite, but we can't say for sure. For selfies, we've got an 8 megapixel front facing snapper, and it comes with a selfie flash, or well, as Honor calls it, a soft selfie toning light. Coming to the software side of things, we have Honor's wide aperture mode that lets you change the amount of blurring. Other than that, there are several other modes like panorama, HDR, and food. We also have a beauty mode for both the front and rear cameras. Anyway, enough talking. Here are a few samples that we shot around the office. Tell us what do you think about them in the comments below. Oh, and the 7C and the 7A have the same cameras, so these shots should be representative of both devices. And finally, let's wrap this one with price. And again, we don't know the official pricing yet, so you know where to find it. But let's not just end the video right here, because I'm gonna take a guess on the pricing. Now, if you think about it, Honor already has enough phones in the 10 to 15k segment, the 9i, the 7x. So I kind of feel like these are going to be coming below that segment. The 7a maybe in the around the 7k segment, and the 7c maybe around the 9k segment, to compete against the newly launched, the slew of phones that recently launched. But do you think these phones can compete? Do you like them? What do you think about them? If they do launch at this price tags, would you be interested in getting them? Tell us all about it in the comments below. And what do you think would be the ideal prices for these phones? Again, you know how to let us know. And I guess that's it for this quick video. It is time I bid you adieu. If you hated the video, you know what to do. But if you did like it, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't yet. If you've already subscribed, turn on notifications by clicking that bell icon. And until next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.